Well, I got some more rework materials here. Actually, I did this one. Let's see. Let me take out the ones that I did. And I'll rework stuff from other people. I've got a few left that are pieces worked by other people that I picked up at the Knapping. Discards. Let's see what this is. This looks like a gravel chert. Could have been napped in a raw state and then heat treated and then put in the bin for later. It might not be a discard, it might be a heat treat. I have not talked about that possibility, I don't think. Let's see. Got a lot of rain today. I got my auction today. So, not too many videos today. I don't think. We'll see. Yeah, slight cold or something. I don't know what I got. Nothing major. Still in good shape. This steel rod still in good shape. So I just blasted a flake off of the base. Feels pretty good. I don't know if it feels like a heat treat. We'll see. Feels raw. Yes, yes. But steel blasts through all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Steel will nap the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is ugly up on the top here. But it will nap it. As long as I grind it or abrade it. And when I abrade, I'm not just abrading, but I'm trying to knock off like with a hammerstone, the delicate areas. So I hit it. I hit the edge at the same time I abrade it. That's 2 steps. It saves time. Sometimes I'll actually do that. Save some time. Oh yeah. It does feel raw, but it does feel like it flakes well. Yeah. I do have to be careful though. It's going to get translucent, which is nice. I do like the finished product when it's translucent. I have to get some new grinding wheels. I think I might actually go tonight. Get a couple of grinding wheels and break them up. Coarse grit and medium grit. Yeah. I don't know what this material is. It looks similar to a quartzite, right? But it naps a lot better. Yeah, it definitely naps better than a quartzite. It doesn't nap perfectly well, but it naps better than a quartzite. Because there's some issues here I can see already. I can see where it's going to be a little bit antisocial right there. Yep. Bipolar, the antisocial ones. Yeah, bipolar. Yeah, it reminds me, I need to work more on the paleo fluting and stuff. The bipolar reminds me of that because I need to support the tip. When I'm fluting, I'll need to support the tip better. That way the flakes will travel, supposedly, further. Yeah, support the tip better. Although what I'm doing here is I'm using the mass of the workpiece against itself when I strike very fast. So it's kind of like having a support because it's not a slow pressure or a slow hit. Because you can flute with pressure, right? So if you're using slow passive pressure, you need a lot of support. But if you hit fast, you use the mass of the workpiece against itself because it resists the movement for that split second. Now this is really grinding. I'm not using it like a hammerstone to knock off little flakes. I'm really grinding this edge. It's low. It's well ground. I should be able to do a pass of flakes here. I'd never know. So I started the tip because those are the easy ones and increased the force as I moved downward. Spacing appropriately. Making sure I got enough space between these flakes so I'm hitting into a large amount of mass. Why is that important? It's important because if they get too close, you get step fractures in between. You know, these step fractures at the end, they're pretty typical. I don't want to get any step fractures in between. And for some reason, I don't know if it's just me, but if I group these flakes too close together, I get step fractures in between. In-betweeners. Yep. It's hard to explain. I probably need to do a diagram. Oh, I hit that super hard, and that's what I get. I didn't really check to see if that was feasible. Yeah, I was a little bit too ambitious on that one. I'm going to regret that. I'm going to regret that dearly. Shucks. Because it could dive, and I think it might have dived. You know, a flake like that sometimes dives in, so even if you scoop out that step fracture, you still got a problem. Yeah. Even if you hit and eliminate the step fracture, I might still have a problem with a diving flake in there, which weakens the whole thing. Let's see. I'm going to try to open up Pandora's box here with a huge strike. All right. It did not dive in, but I sacrificed a lot of the edge to clear that off. Yes, yes. A little in-betweener flake. A little one. Still didn't catch that step fracture. Let's see if we can catch it this time. We catched it. All right. We're not going to speak proper English on this channel. Oh no. Never do. I'm going to not speak proper English. I'm going to drive the closed captioning crazy. And I was just goofing around with the computer last night. I have a computer that I borrowed. Yep, I borrowed it. And looking around on my channel, the options on the YouTube Studio are a lot better with a computer than on the phone app. Yep. So I enabled memberships. You can become a member of my channel now. Well, not now, not yet. I enabled it, but I need to be approved first. And then once I get approved, then I can say, yeah, you can be a member. So it's not approved yet, I don't think. I haven't received the email or anything that says, oh yes. So I'll let you guys know. And what happens is if you get memberships enabled, some of the videos you can, instead of going public with it, you can click on members only. Oh yeah. So I might have members only videos coming up. Maybe. We'll see. If I get approved, that's going to be one of the things I'm going to look into. I haven't really figured out what am I going to make for videos that are for members only. I have no idea. Don't make much sense. I only do Flintknapping videos. Members only Flintknapping videos. Stuff that other people don't get to watch. Doesn't seem fair. So, fair. It doesn't seem fair. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. Of course, yeah, I mean, it's fair because you're paying extra, but I don't know. I'm not going to put too much more extra effort right now into it because I don't have a lot of props. I suppose I can build some props. You know, nice backgrounds and stuff like that. I don't know. Well, we will see. I'm not going to buy special rock to nap on special videos. I'm done with that stuff. That was a nightmare. No more special rocks. If I can get them at a reasonable price or whatever, I'll use them. But other than that, there's no way. I'll just get regular rocks like this. Regular rocks. Yeah, it does nap well. I've seen artifacts made from this stuff too. I have a bunch of Texas artifacts. All broken, except for a few. But the broken ones are interesting too. You get to see how they're broken. And you get to see, you speculate. Let's see, did this get broken in hunting or what? On the artifacts, yeah, I can speculate. Some of them have impact damage, which is very cool. And stuff that has impact damage has surprised me. I wouldn't think that they were projectile points because they're pretty long and delicate, but they got impact fracture. Why they would put that on an atlatl dart and throw it, I don't know. Some of those points with impact fractures, they're either stabbing really hard and fast with them, like on a spear, or they're shooting them. Putting them on darts and shooting those things at targets of some sort. I don't think they're breaking them ceremoniously, although that's a possibility. It's a thing where you can, if you offer one of those points as a gift at a funeral, you kill it, you sacrifice it, you break it, and then offer it to the as a gift or as a sacrifice at a funeral. So maybe some of those were broken on purpose, but I don't see how they could be broken like an impact fracture, so that rules that one out. I don't see why. I see how they could be, but I don't see why they would. But you know, there's a bunch of points that I have that are snapped, just plain old snapped across. And not during manufacture, although some of them might be. Yeah, nice pristine points, just snapped off. I don't have the bottom on some of these, are just nice points, and a lot of them I just have the bottom part. I don't have the two pieces. I don't have the top and the bottom. I got lots of different tops and lots of different bottoms. Oh dang, what's going on? This stuff likes to step fracture. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. I'm not doing a very good job on that. That worries me, because if I can't get rid of it now, I thought I was home free with the other one that I got rid of. And if I can't get rid of that one, I'm in trouble. It's going to look cruddy. I'm going to have to try some other way to fix it. So I'm just trying to thin it down. Thin it, because that's what everybody wants to see. And get rid of the step fractures and not install any new ones. I'm not supposed to install them like that. I'm not supposed to. Now I got to get everybody biting their nails and stuff, because I'm going to have to do a very, very, very hard, fast strike from the base. And those have a potential of snapping the whole thing, as we all know. Oh yeah. On this channel, I'm going to put all the snaps and breaks up for everyone to see. It's going to raise the anxiety level of everybody. Yeah. Isn't it great? Oh yes. Very, very great. Very, very fun. Everyone's going to be on the edge of their seat, or hands in front of their eyes, just in case. Yeah, I'm just regularizing that tip, because the less mass on the tip, the better. Because I'm going to be hitting down there. I'm going to be hitting down there. Oh yes, I'm going to be hitting right where it's dangerous. Come on. I'm using copper, so don't be so finicky. Okay. Can't just be staring at it the whole time. I can't just be contemplating it. I just got to do it. Well, it went there. It just didn't go far enough. Did it do it? Whoa. Sweet. That even surprised me. And I'm not easily surprised. I've been doing this too long. Hardly any surprises. That was luck, by the way. Okay? Not skill. That was luck, because it took the right depth and everything. It's like there was never a problem there. Like, what do you mean there was a problem? I missed it. Where is it? I don't see nothing. Yeah. Just pretend nothing happened. Just pretend nothing happened, because you don't need to know. You're on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know that. There you go. No need. All right, so what else? What am I going to make from it? I should stop the video and then ask in the comment section, what do you guys want me to make from it? And then after I get a bunch of responses, I'll do it, or I'll try. I'll get half of you guys saying, Decatur, Decatur. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'll say Decatur. Yeah, make a Decatur, man. It's one of those that got these weird bases on them, weird stems. Yeah, make a Decatur. Yeah, I've gotten that request before. I've never made one on video for a reason. It's a learning curve for those. To get them to look right. You gotta make about 10 of them. And that's a whole auction full of points. Just for one video. Gotta practice up. Why don't I show the practice runs for some of these points? Well, because then it would take me twice as long to practice up on it. I don't want to take twice as long to practice up on those. Making a point on video takes about twice as long as normal. And then if I'm doing practice, my practice is twice as long as normal. I don't know. I got to draw the line somewhere. I got to draw the line somewhere because it gets out of hand as far as time goes. I don't mind doing it. But I got to think about time these days. Okay, now it's getting thin, right? So the whole process from this point on, I've already cleared off the major obstacles. From this point on, it's a different mindset. So let's see, what can we compare it to in real life? If you get to a certain stage, then it's a different mindset. Let me see. You know, after you build a cabinet, you get it all constructed out of wood. Get the basic things all put together, everything's all sanded down. Now you got to finish it. Put a finish on it. It's a whole different mindset. Same with this, I got to put a finish on it. So what am I going to do? I got to switch a little bit of tools around. I got to switch the forces that I'm using a little bit. Where's my file? Oh no, here we go. I get this plugged in. Hold on. Make sure there's no embedded stone in the tip of that flaker. All right, so yeah, the flakes are a little bit different. Smaller, but long, more narrow. I mean, not smaller, but more narrow and longer in most cases. Try to anyway, because it looks pretty. Not like that. That doesn't look pretty. I can't make a Decatur if I do that. Gotta thin down the top part, yeah. Gotta thin down the tip. It's not thin enough yet. I need to push the envelope a little bit more. Yeah, I gotta get everyone's nails down to a nub. Biting your nails. Oh yeah. Get all of them down to nubs. Because this type of flaking can break everything. Almost installed some nasty step fractures. They're kind of steppy. Those flakes were kind of steppy, which is pretty typical on poorer material, right? Once you start doing the finishing flakes, you get these terminations that are not complete because you're trying to run thin flakes. You can't really run massive flakes because you'll gouge out the side. You'll take a bite out of the side. That's the reason. That's the reason why I don't put as much force, and I try to come up with, where I try to drive thinner flakes. Thinner flakes they don't require as much energy to produce. But there's drawbacks. Oh yes. Indirect percussion can take care of a lot of those problems. It's very versatile. You can make big flakes, it can make small flakes, it can make long flakes, it can make wide flakes. Depending on how you use the tool tips and how you prepare the edges. Not too much thinning to go. Yeah, I've learned I can't thin these down way too much. Not with poor material, although this is not too bad. I just installed a step fracture right there. 2 flakes came off of that. There wasn't enough power to drive the second flake in there because it was a bad luck flake. Just happened to be 2 coming off of that one strike. And there's not enough power, so it terminates too soon. Now it's going to probably stay in there unless I can pick it out or drive another flake from the other side, but it's getting too thin to drive from the other side. Is it translucent yet? Ooh, it's getting there. Yeah, I'm risking it. It's dicey. I have a nice clean surface. I'm risking installing more step fractures. Yeah. It's not a good thing. Oh, I just continued that one, made it bigger. It's supposed to pop off the side of it. It's not supposed to make it bigger. I have to lose a little bit of width if I want to take those off. I had to hit those from the other side. There's no way to pick them. I don't think. Let me see. I could be wrong. I might be able to pick them out. Hold on. Sharpen the little spatula tool and see if I can pick them. Because that's sharpened all the way down. Right? Yeah. As far as I want to go. It's not completely sharp, but it's pretty sharp. No, I can't get under those. Some of you guys use razor blades or X-Acto knives and that kind of thing, but I never had success with those. They always snap on me. That one was okay. I don't know how you guys, some of you guys are getting X-Acto knives and picking those. There it goes. They're getting in there with X-Acto knives, and I always snap mine when I try this. That looks better. So I'm not going to pick at it with an X-Acto knife or a razor blade. That thing's liable to snap and end up in my eye. Oh yes. It likes going in the eyeballs. Any flying metal just is an eyeball seeker. It's got this eyeball detection device. These flying metal fragments. Oh yes. Good thing about steel though, if it gets in your eye, you can get a magnet and pull it out with a magnet. That's kind of cool. So if you got to work with something that's going to be flying around, might as well be steel. That way you can get the old magnet out, get it out. The worst thing you could be using is glass, and we end up napping a lot of glass. That's like the worst thing for safety that you can use, because these flakes, especially with glass, they like to bounce, so they end up everywhere, places you don't think they could end up in, places you don't think they could end up at. Yep. Okay, here we go. Just a little bit more. But I can do the rest of it on the next segment. That's good for now. That's all right for now. Okay, so I just need to sharpen the edges, and I'll just put some notches of some sort in the base, in the stem base. I gotta say both because I always mix them up, so now I gotta just say base and stem together. Unless I really focus on what I'm saying, I always mix up base and stem. Stem is the actual whole area where you haft it. The base is just the bottom edge. I guess I could say bottom edge and stop using the word base, but good luck with that. There's no way. I'm trying to do this on autopilot. Autopilot likes the word base. It's easy. Easier than saying stem. And much easier than saying proximal. Yep. Proximal end. Yeah, much easier. Anyway, I'm going to do a pressure pass on this side. I've got to grind it a little bit. See that? I got to grind it a little bit so that I can take off this mass here. The other side's pretty sharp. The edge is pretty thin. So I'm not going to be, you don't need to do too much more on that other side. Unless the symmetry gets messed up, I'm not going to touch it. See, on this stuff, it's a lot like quartzite in that it doesn't show the flake scars very well. But it's still not bad as far as knapping goes. Still, knaps okay. It's just not very showy. The flakes are not very showy. I mean, the translucency is showy. That's nice. That's about it. I should have made a Clovis out of it. I should have made a Folsom out of it, right? No, I'm going to be using Cruddy stone for that because I'm going to have to practice that on video. Even though this is raw and not that great as far as showing the flake scars, it is kind of a fancy stone in that it is translucent. It's got a nice color to it in the light. It's got a golden color to it. If it's not backlit, then it's not that great, of course, but I think you get what I mean. I don't want to ruin stuff like this on Folsom and Clovis attempts, because I will ruin it for sure. Especially on Clovis, I just go for the gusto. It was a time where I made a lot of Clovises and I was getting better at it all the time. And then I stopped making them, and now I'm back to making them like a newbie. With not much finesse. Just kind of winging it. There really isn't that many stem options. I always end up doing the corner notch thing. I'm trying to think if there's a side notch this large. I think there is, but the base is concave, not convex. I'll lose a lot. In California, I think they got one that's a side notch, a really big side notch, but the base is concave. I think. I don't have my Knoll Justice books. I forgot to bring them to Texas, or it was just too much to bring. I didn't bring them because I don't have room. What book is that? What book? What? Yeah, the books that are out of print, so don't worry about it. They are out of print. You can only get them electronically or used. Don't try to buy them used, they're way too expensive. Noel D. Justice. Noel. D as in dentist. Justice as in justice. Just look it up, you'll see. People are scamming those books all over the place, trying to get good money. For the used ones, don't go for those. It's way too much. Pick it up from someone who doesn't know what they've got. Yeah, you can still get good deals on those books if you are dealing with someone that doesn't know what they got. They'll give you they'll put a reasonable price on it. They won't make it cheap because they go, yeah, if I make it really, really cheap, even though I don't know it's worth a lot of money, I don't want to miss out. I hate FOMO. Yeah, FOMO gets a lot of people. Fear of missing out. All right, so what am I going to do? Keep it as a blade, dude. Keep it as a blade. I want it. If you put notches in it, it's going to look cruddy. Does anybody say that? Yeah? Sometimes they do. If I put notches in, it's going to make it look cruddy. It looks sweet right now. All right, let's see. 7 minutes. I'll just upload one video. I'll let you guys decide what to do with this. All right? I'll end it right there. You guys can decide what to do with it. I always make Frio points or whatever, Marcos and Frios, but just let me know.